All right, Super Bowl 56. Los Angeles Rams at Cincinnati Bengals. That's right. The Bengals are the designated home team, despite the fact that it's in the Rams' home stadium. That means that I guess the Bengals get choice of first choice of uniform, and maybe they get to call the coin toss in the game, and if in overtime, if there's an overtime. The other thing is, I'm not sure. Oh, the other thing is the Bengals get the home team locker room. So the Rams will be in their home stadium, but they will be using the visiting team locker room. That's kind of interesting. Whoever the Bengals head coach's name, I don't even know his name. He is in his first Super Bowl. This is the second Super Bowl for head coach what the hell's his name? Sean McVay. He lost to the Patriots in February of 2019. First Super Bowl appearances for the starting QBs. Matthew Stafford, a #1 overall pick back in 2009, and then Joe Burrow, a #1 overall pick back in 2020. This is the first time since February of 2016 that, and only the second time total in Super Bowl history, where the two starting quarterbacks were #1 overall picks. I know you've heard that, but I was the first to point it out a couple of weeks ago when the Rams clinched that game against the 49ers. I talked about it on the club. The Bengals are now the only team in NFL history to be 3-0 in conference championship play, but they are trying to win their first Super Bowl in franchise history. They are 0-2. They're trying to avoid being 0-3. They lost Super Bowl 16 and Super Bowl 23 both to San Francisco. The Rams, on the other hand, are 1-3 in Super Bowl play. They are trying to win their second, and they're trying to avoid losing a fourth. They lost in Super Bowl 14 to the Steelers. They won Super Bowl 34 against the Tennessee Titans. They lost 2 years later in Super Bowl 36 to New England, and they lost 3 years ago in Super Bowl 52 to the New England Patriots. They are 0-2 in the Super Bowl as the Los Angeles Rams. They are 1-1 in the Super Bowl as the St. Louis Rams, for whatever that's worth. They return as the Los Angeles Rams in this one. It's kind of a tough one to pick. The closest comparison I can make to a past game would be Super Bowl 29, San Francisco versus the San Diego Chargers in Miami, Florida. San Francisco had a team of mercenaries. They were built to defeat the Dallas Cowboys. They had a lot of players on that team they did have players that had been there before and won, such as Jerry Rice, John Taylor, Brent Jones, Jesse Sapolo, the great offensive lineman. Harris Barton was still there, and of course George Seifert, the head coach, had won. But they had mercenaries, very good players who had just come over from other teams, like Tim McDonald, the great Phoenix Cardinal, looking for his first ring. Ricky Jackson was notable, the longtime Saint in the Dome Patrol linebacker defense with the great Sam Mills, the great Saint Ace. He was looking for his first ring. He was like in his 12th year or something, or maybe like his 14th or something like that. Charles Mann had come over from the Redskins. He had won 2 Super Bowls, so he had some pedigree. Of course, Deion Sanders looking for his first ring. So they had a lot of mercenaries on that team, and they were expected to win. They were favored. They had a similar quarterback to the Rams. Steve Young had a great career. He was he was about 10 years in the league at that point, looking for validation, his first ring after some playoff disappointments. And the team on the other side was the San Diego Chargers, an unknown who had upset the Dolphins and the Steelers to get there. They had a young team, some solid players. They had a good running back named Natron Means from the great UNC Tar Heels ace. Similar to the Bengals this year. A lot of they had some kind of some no names across the board. They had a very solid running back, Joe Mixon. And then they had on defense, probably the most notable player other than Junior Seau, who was a young player at the time, was Rodney Harrison, who was a rookie that year. Safety slot. And the 49ers were a much bigger favorite in that game than the Rams are in this game. But I guess the one difference would be a quarterback, where the Chargers had a Redskins cast-off named Stan Humphries, who was pretty good, whereas Joe Burrow is a franchise-saving #1 pick for the Bengals, who is projected to be top 5 in the years to come. But some similarities, those two games, Super Bowl 29 and Super Bowl 56. Obviously, the biggest mismatch is the line, the Bengals' offensive line, and the Rams' touted defensive line. It's not just Donald either. I mean, they have a couple other really good ones, and I forgot their names, but I did look them up earlier and saw where they had good seasons too. So that's a stout defensive line. They're going to get they should get at least 4 sacks in this game, if not 5. And I've heard this stuff about, and Mixon's a good blocker. And I've heard of this stuff about, they're just going to create some chip blocks and double team and all this stuff, but I don't know, no one's been able to do that yet. And if any team's going to do it, I don't see it being the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line, which gave up 55 sacks in the regular season, and then tack on 9 in the divisional championship game. So they're going to have a lot of trouble. Just the question is Burrow, after all that pressure and sacks, it's not just the sacks, it's going to be the knockdowns, the pressure. You're probably going to have some batted balls. Is he going to be able to withstand it? He has been able to do it so far this season and in the postseason, but I mean, every man has his limitations. The Bengals defensively are going to come with a chip on their shoulder because they're not really being taken seriously. I like that the defensive coordinator is a defensive backs guy, so he has kind of this interceptions, turnovers type of mentality there. Both the starting tight ends of this game are out. That's going to be a big factor. I think it's more so for the Rams. I think you're going to see, because you have Ramsey covering Jamar Chase, you're going to see more targets going the other way to the other receiver. What the hell is his name? Higgs? I forget. Some football room. And then on the Rams side, you're going to see Jefferson have pretty solid game. The edge in the running game goes to the Bengals. Like Mixon's just better than anyone in this game as far as running back. You might see Samaje Perine get a touchdown. Forget the team he played for in the past. You'll probably see him getting to the end zone. Everyone talks about that guy Akers, but he fumbles a lot. He's not going to be a factor. Sony Michel, that's an interesting name. Now this guy was huge in his rookie year for the Patriots. If it was not for him, they would not have gotten to that Super Bowl against the Rams. He was huge in the playoffs and really carried that team on his shoulders. And I'm not saying he's going to have a great game or even a good game. He may not be much of a. He may not even contribute a whole lot. But there's definitely a potential with Sony Michel to be quite the X factor in this game. He's been there before. He knows what to do. There's nothing about the Rams that's overly impressive, even though they are the most complete team. Offense, defense, special teams. I mean, their kicker is right up there with McPherson. Look at their playoff run. Divisional round, they almost gagged away a lead to an inferior Buccaneers team. They were losing by 10 in the fourth quarter to the 49ers, a lesser team. There's something in them that really worries me about this game as far as closing the deal. And it could be there for the taking for Cincinnati. Cincinnati's got all this mojo going. They're not supposed to be there. They hate the fact they're being called, kind of the Cinderella team. They want to be treated as legit, and I get that. All this week I've been like, or actually, last couple of days I've been like, I think it's the Bengals. I think that might be my pick. So let me just get to one more thing. The Rams are the safer pick, and historically, I've gone with the safer pick. So the tilter, and I want to talk about this. I heard today. Actually, I heard a blurb about it last week, but Cincinnati School Board, I don't know if you guys know about this. They announced last week that they were going to, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, when Cincinnati found its way into this game. They announced that they were going to cancel all school on Monday, February 14th, the day after the game, so that everyone could kind of stay home and enjoy. I don't know, guys. I'm sure the Rams have heard about this. I'm sure they've heard about this. Even if they haven't, if they've heard about it, it just adds to it. But if they haven't, still, it's going to be. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I'm a big believer in jinxes, and if nothing else, you analyze the X's and O's, the matchups and all that stuff. But when it's as close, I think this could go either way, but as they always can. But when you do that kind of thing, you jerk with, especially a team that hasn't been there in 32 years. I don't know. I think that's not a very smart thing to do. I think it's a big jinx. All right, so I'll come up with this final score as I'm crossing the busy street. It's going to be Rams 39, Bengals 27. They cover. Will Von Miller win 2 MVPs as a defensive player? Probably not. The sexy pick is Aaron Donald. I'm going to go with the safe pick. I'm going to say it's going to be Matthew Stafford MVP. All right. That is my pick. Rams 39. Bengals 27, high scoring game. Stafford, MVP. There will be no gag job this year. He will cement his place into Canton